I was out in the garden a couple of days ago and I spotted this lovely leaf, you can see there, and of course I thought that'd be really lovely if I could just do some paint pouring on it. So I brought it in, and I really wasn't too worried at the time about whether it would last or anything, because I thought, I just liked it. I thought I'll paint it, and sure, if it doesn't last I can paint another one. However, lots of people have been asking me since, what would you do to preserve that leaf? Well, quite honestly, I don't know. I presume eventually that one will disintegrate. The paint will obviously stay intact in the front, but that will probably shrink and shrivel up a little bit, so that wouldn't really be any use. I would just paint another one, but I was just thinking, I have some lovely leaves, there's kind of silk artificial leaves, and I thought, well, these could be used as well. I also thought that if I did printed this out, did an outline and cut it out in card or something, that it would look really nice as well. But as you can see from the photograph earlier on in the frame, it actually looks much better whenever it's you know, just got that kind of natural bend and feel to it. So if you were going to make it in card, I would suggest that maybe you sort of shape the petals slightly with a bone folder or whatever, and maybe, you know, add just a little curve here or there so it's not so lifeless looking. Anyhow, oh, there's a little laurel leaf that I painted as well. As you can see, I've been out and about gathering lots of these from the garden. So initially, the first one I did, I didn't even bother to flatten it first of all, so it was a wee bit difficult to paint, but a few more of these that I've ready to paint soon, and I've had them under books for a day or two. But I do love the way they look. Oh yeah, there's a feather too, so anything that was out there got brought in, and yeah, you know how it is once there's paint on the go. So right now what I'm going to do is try one of these and see if that turns out nicely as too. So you can get these very cheaply in a sort of bouquet of artificial flowers or whatever, and that should look really nice when it's painted. So I have some pouring paints already mixed up, the white, green, brown, yellow, and a little copper as well. So they're basically, they've got pouring medium and water, 2 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint, a dash of water, and each one of them has got a couple of spots of silicone in as well. So right now I'm just going to start with a little base coat of white across this, and this has already got silicone in, so you'll probably see as it gets brushed on, you can see the little telltale cells coming up, but really just want a quick base on, and there we are. This is a little cheap grill pan that I brought, and it's actually very handy because I can just clean the excess paint off on the little grooves there. So now what I'm going to do is just pour some, just give this a bit of a shake and pour some brown down the centre. And a little green. Yellow, and a little bit of this copper, which is just a nice little addition. There's not much left in there, but I'll get a couple of drops of it on anyhow. Yeah, and a little bit. So I just go again with my brush, and I know it's probably not, I'll add a little bit more white, it's probably not what most of you would do, is to use a brush on it, but there you are, that's what I like to do. And just bring this out to the side each time. and take a little of the excess off here. There we are. Now, gets to a stage where, let's see if I can just zoom you in a little. Yeah. Once it gets to that stage, I find it quite hard to know when to stop. And obviously, the more you mess about with it, the worse it's going to get. So, just call a halt anytime now, and that should be it. A little bit there. Yeah. So there we are. And that'll look really nice whenever that dries, and I'm going to put that in a frame, and then you can see just how nicely that'll look, because it can, you know, it's got a bit of dimension to it. It can move backwards and forwards. It's not going to be just totally rigid looking. I'll put some double-sided tape behind it and just let it have a little bit of shape to it. So there we are. So the leaves are nice and dry now, and I've put a layer of Mod Podge gloss over the top, and as you can see, I've done just two different colours there, just slightly more browns on that one. Now, both have been done with the same paint that I've used for this one, but I just thought I'd put a little bit of lighter one on this and some darker on this to see how they turned out. So on the back of this, I have just put some double-sided foam, sticky foam, and that'll give that a wee bit of dimension. And there is the frame that I'm going to use for it. So what I'll do is just pop this in the centre, and then you'll be able to see that that just floats a little. I mean, it's not just flat and totally lifeless looking on the frame at the end. So there you are. I'll put all that together and then show a photograph of some others at the end. So actually, there's some laurel leaves that I did as well. They're from the garden, as you can see. They're just painted a couple of days ago, and you can see they're nicely turned out nicely with sort of turquoise and pink and some black and a little bit of white in among. So there's